Market recap for Friday 03/10/2025. Alright, today's a weird Friday because today we're meant to have NFP, right? And that should just disappeared, right? Because I don't know about government shutdown or whatever. I don't know what's going on in America, bro. Anyway, so no NFP. So this made this day tradable. Like what NFP would have done, right? Would have sent us up for us to dump that way, but because we didn't have NFP, I didn't think we are gonna do the dump, right? Because it's normal for NFP, right? What is it? 30. Cool. We would have had 830. I would think we'd literally zoom up, take this high again with an SMT, and then dump again for previous daily low. Okay, but because we didn't have that, I was actually bullish, right? And just because of the fact that we left some highs, right? Like normally it'd be like, regardless of why and how and whatever, and because it's just a weird Friday that I expected the NFP, and it was set up for NFP Friday, and then no NFP, right? Cool. Anyway, so let's get my bias and what did I see coming into the market? Okay, so on the daily time frame, we had this fair value gap that I wanted to stay open. Remember, at this point, we were like all the way up here. So I did not care about anything going down here. I want us to go long, right? 4 hour, all right? We had this fair value gap, but we're already like, we were already way below it, right? So that didn't matter. I want something in discount. Actually, let me get the drawings up so I know what I'm actually talking about. Right. So I want something in discount. As you can see, discount is right here, which is just the high from the low to that high right there. And under it, what do we have? We have this huge order block on the 4 hour with its own with the mean threshold, right? And if we go below that, I have the rejection block marked out on the 4 hour. And I know within it there is wicks, right? So anything below it really, like there's wicks here, there's like wicks here, right? I know like this area is probable to reverse. I just need to watch price action, but I'm not gonna have all that on my chart. And on top of that, on the daily, we don't have anything here, so I can't put any PD arrays on the daily, right? So 4 hours the highest time frame I can go and put the PD arrays. Cool. So let's drop down to the 1 minute and what was my intention throughout the day, right? So I see here, yeah, at 9:53, we don't actually go up and take our initial buy side, which is the highest high between 7 and whatever, right? So to me, that was the draw on liquidity. I did not care for these highs, right? I expected this to go up off a midnight opening price, and then it could go up, it could go down, it could do this dump. Like this is what I expected actually. This Okay, don't tell me that probably was an SMT, right? 9:53 and 12:06. 9:53. Yeah, there's been a huge SMT playing out throughout the whole day. So yeah, I can see NQ being very weak to go up the way that it's moving up. So and it was very heavy when it was trying to go down. So I didn't like that, and I expected also that we could make relative equal highs again, and that's why my TP for the long was actually right here. It missed it by 2 handles or even less. So yeah, I got kind of cooked. So let me explain the trade. First, we have the initial sell side. We take that out at 9:58, right? So now I don't care about this. I'm still waiting for us to hit discount. We go discount, but guess what? We displace through the top of the order block. So to me, I don't care about that no more. However, I care about this gap because this, if we get above it and we don't actually displace much lower, is my prominent inverse fair value gap, right? When price eventually goes up. So I'm paying attention, but I'm keeping this in case we use it later on, right? Now that we're at discount, I'm hunting for buys, right? I want, remember, discount first, then liquidity, right? So now we hit discount, then liquidity. We got this low that was formed at Asia, but not really the Asian low, but the low at the start of the day, right? So now discount, liquidity, even though it's fall, I don't like it, but like it still fits. It just doesn't make the setup like, I'd call this a C setup, right? At most. Anyway, because how far stuff are, and we don't have a daily PD array as well to support. So discount, liquidity, then PD array. The next PD array is the rejection block. So as you can see, when these are all met, boom, right there. So once this candle hits that, I hop on the 15-second, right? And as you can notice, it doesn't hit it to the tick. So I'm telling you, this is max a C setup, right? And I believe, I don't think there was an SMT as well. So 1109 and 1109. Is it 11? I'm tweaking them right now. What did I say? 1009 and 1001. 1001, 1009. Okay, there was an SMT. 1003. Right, not the SMT that I'd hope, which means ES is more stronger on ES. Actually, was clearly I should have taken the trade on ES. Regardless, right there we have our SMT. So now what do? We have SMT. We have technically V minus setup. Let's just say that, right? If we really want to grade it, V minus setup, right? Because how far like the stuff are that, you know, when there's too many stacked PD arrays together and it hits it to the tick, that's just with SMT macro time, right? We're still in the macro, barely. Then that's just like, yo, it's this up. Anyway, that's it. I'll wait for this candle, this one displaces, and literally anything in this gap, I'm buying until I get my average buys, and then I believe the stop loss wasn't that bad, so I got my average around here, and yeah, it was basically low risk, right? 150. And again, I would have got stopped out if I didn't implement my rule yesterday, which is on the 5-minute, unless we inverse a 5-minute, we have not changed the actual order flow, right? So you have to put the stop loss at the low, right? So as you can see, that was yesterday. Yeah. Okay. As you can see here on the 5-minute, we go up, we fill it, then filling it all the way almost to like the max just shows me that we're not actually bearish, but we're gonna come down, right? Because of how it closes. But we're not gonna take this low. That's the insight that it gives me. So my stop loss still does not move until we close above it right there, right? The second that we close above it, then we just stop loss moves down here, and that's what I did. Cool. So now I know how to not get stopped out prematurely. Cool. So I'm still in the trade. I know it's gonna be like this, you know. I don't expect it to zoom. I know it's gonna be like this. So this is just expected, right? So this fine. It's fine. I know it's gonna be up and down, left and right. Don't get it. It's just trying to like whatever. I'm cool with it. We go up, right? Now again, and I'm looking for the inverse fair value gap that I was talking about, my main one right here. So once we go above, I really would not like price to trade below it. It can wick, but like I really don't want closures below the midpoint at all. As you can see, it's validating it. Even with this whole chop, this is the only PD array in this whole thing that I care about, right? And then now, once we go again, right, to the next stage, which is the next 5 minute fair value gap. Can we stop going to the previous day? Holy, is this right? I want us to close above it. What do? We close above it right there. So I want the low to be running up. Right? Again, I'm moving my stop loss. Realistically, I wouldn't want to move it, right? I think enough is there, but I think what makes sense after, like, I would allow it to come down. However, after taking this high, the stop loss really should go to that low, right? Because we have no business coming down, right? This is my problem. I did move the stop loss there, but then when I was seeing it down, I was like, oh, we could come down and wick again. But realistically, if I'm looking at, if we lose this, right, and we displace through, right, what's the most obvious thing? Dropping down to the actual LPD arrays and having a main discount on the daily time frame, which, you know, like, I mean, I missed my target by 2 handles, right, somewhere here, right? Mainly is I was like, should have counted for the lower quadrant. I was like, we're really gonna go down, then maybe allow for like the CE. So I let the target down here. So now I know for sure. You know what? If I stuck to my rule of 750 throughout this week, I would have been up 750 every day. So what's that, like, what, 3.7550 every single day, rather than being, I think I'm up, like, the only reason I pushed it here, because that I was literally $30 from passing this account I wanted to pass. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would have taken my profit here, you know. But anyway, again, now I know to not push it ever again. Like, this whole week was just me trying to chase that account to be passed, and I've had the same scenario over and over again. Well, I'm up the 750 that I'm talking about. I don't take the profit because I just want the full pull, right? So it's not like really greed, because like I know on like other accounts, when they're not close, I just take the 750. But like when it comes, you know what I'm saying? So that's gotta be fixed. I'm not ready yet, so I'm gonna fix that. But now I know also, don't care about this inverse because it's in the premium. However, once we go and actually go higher and take this, I would not want this low to be visited again before taking my actual target now. Okay, so that would have netted me at least what, 400, right? Like, if I get stopped out, that's fine. That's still a W day, right? And again, the main point is, if that's 400 on 5 accounts, that's still 2K, right? So it don't matter, right? It don't matter if I get stopped out, right? I've done everything right and I followed my model. It was telling me we're gonna go here, right? But something happened, and something happened. Like, everything was fine, right? Until this time, like literally at 1, something happened, right? This was still going higher, by the way. Like this, and then out of nowhere, I don't know what happened. Is there news? Whatever. Something happened at 1. I guarantee you that, because if market was as it was still gonna go higher, right? Even though that it went down, like it went this low, 100% believe if whatever happened at 1, I'll go find out what it is, this market would have still went to that high, right? So yeah, because doing this is a market structure shift in itself, right? And yeah, I also called this low, by the way, right? And guess what? I let it break even me, because I thought, okay, we could sweep, blah blah blah. This was just the daily CE right there to the tick. So I took it up, 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 up. If I literally took my stop out here, then I would have been fine to take it out here. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is minor issues, but I'm always bottom ticking, right? I'm either always bottom ticking, or I could get it wrong once, but the second time, because I will actually wait properly, I'm getting it. So now there's two things left. Me actually waiting, so don't get the first trade wrong, because I'm kind of impulsive trying to get it, and not fully waiting. So that's one. Second thing is sticking to my profit target, regardless of my TP, right? So I see my TP is like, oh, we go higher to like here, these are smooth, whatever, right? But I've noticed if genuinely noticed if I just stuck to my profit target, because I don't like if I was taking partials, fair enough, but I like just doing full pulls. So if I'm gonna do full pulls, I have to stick to that 750. If I was taking partials, then there's no problem, right? But I want to stick to the full pulls, so I'm gonna stick to the 750 because I noticed that like 75 to 100 handles is normally your guaranteed run before a reversal could happen, right? So that's just some I'm testing. I mean, proven to me. Not even testing no more at this point. So anyway, now I know, right? The market went down to fill this whole fair value gap, and I knew it could do that. That's the thing. That's why my TP was literally just here. I'm scraping it. I just want that 30 more. Guess what? Now back to do another more 1,000. This shit is funny, man. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm close, really close, right? To I still been more profitable for the past 4 weeks. Every week is ending green, like decentish green, but still not enough because there is a lot of mistakes that I'm ironing out, right? I guarantee you next week will be okay. I don't want to say guarantee you, but next week I guarantee you I'll trade my best, right? Following my rules, A to B, right? No messing around. If I lose twice, right, I'm wrong and need to get off. And yeah, and I'm gonna try. What's next week though for the market? There's just no news, bro. Okay, NFP did move to like the next week, so we're gonna have NFP week again. But that's just gonna have to make it weird characteristics. That's just. Alright. I'm gonna stick to my rules. Win or loss. As long as I'm sticking to my stuff, I know that I'm not just profitable, like really profitable, right? So I'm gonna just do that and I'll just see how next week goes, right? And if it's just a banger, time to get all the accounts, set them up, and just follow the process. Because if I follow my process really and truly now, right? Because now I'm not gonna care about the 750 for what do you call it, evals, right? For evals, I'll just buy a normal one contract, right? And let's say I buy here, which was that has to be because I can't average. No, I can't average. One more. Just use MNQ. So the average will be here. Stop loss here, right? Biggest stop losses, right? 300 to 400 on a trade, right? I got I got 5 tries. If I lose 5 trades, I deserve to lose the account, right? Like I'm at a point where I can't be losing 5 trades in a row. It's just unrealistic to me, right? If I wait and follow my model. So, and then if I aimed for the 1.5k, right there. See, the 750 that I'm talking about before the reversal is I don't know why. I don't know what's with it. But 1.5k, 750 on 5MNQs, whatever. It's always that sweet spot. The amount of handles normally, right? Because I normally would catch it that much higher. Like I wouldn't try bottom, take it. Okay. So I do that. That's day 1. Yesterday, same thing. Boom. 2 days, account passed. Gone. Right? if I lose that account, I don't care, right? I was the only reason I'm limiting myself to like 750 lower thingy to just train myself. Anyway, we go this, we use the new daily opening gap, we go higher, fill the whole gap and dump, right? So don't always aim for the highest target. Alright, what I learned today, don't always aim for the highest target, always like take your profit. And our model still works, even though if it's iffy, right? But again, I have to wait for the rules are it really has to be like this. It has to be in this order. It has to be in this order. What do you call it? Discount. Then liquidity. Then PD array, right? So that's why you don't buy here, because we did not touch it. Now we touch it. Now it's good to go. Okay. Yeah, that's all I can say. I'm glad where I'm at right now. Like that, I can say I can just get a 750 every day, and I'll show you. In within 2 weeks, I'm gonna have a full week of just straight 3 to 4 days of at least just catching the full 750. The only problem right now, we did have this main model. How it works is for a continuation for the longs, right? I'm gonna have to like get my short one adjusted as well if we're gonna go lower. Why do I say that? Because this whole day was a market structure shift, right? So us going higher here, it's cool, right? And we should stick higher or like just end the range here, right? But us dropping below previous daily low and taking previous daily high is an indication, right? Without having an inside day before, right? Listen to what I'm saying. Without having an inside day before, right? Is an indication that we have made kind of a long-term swing high, if that makes any sense, right? So until I'm proven wrong, right? So that's why I'm gonna wait Monday out. I'm actually bearish, right? I'm actually bearish. What am I looking at? See, if we get this low, we're gonna be bearish for months, right? At least 2 months if we get this low, because then we're gonna do the same thing, right? And there's one thing I noticed even yesterday, right? Because it's when we get the monthly high, right? Look at when we get the monthly high. This is the monthly high for September, and we went ahead and got it on the first day of October, right? That indicates to me that, yo, this ain't the distribution, because the distribution is gonna take time. This actually might be for once the manipulation. And if that's the manipulation, how long for the month do we have? A whole literally month right now to distribute all the way down, right? And if we distribute all the way down to there, then we do the same thing on a monthly, where we take previous monthly high and low, just like today we take previous daily low and high, and that's normally how we make a swing point for a long term, right? But I'm trying to see on this chart, right? This normally happens if we're going to make a real swing point, right, in the market. See, here we do take previous daily high, low, whatever, right? This happens, but like normally when we have an inside day, but we didn't have an inside day last time, right? And if you think about it, we're closing below this high now, right? So I would count this as a low-key a wick, right? When we have one candle up and then the next candle will close, right? I allow that as a wick because it is technically a wick if you go to a higher time frame, right? And on top of that, we had no business coming down to this fair value gap, right? And on top of that, we went below the midpoint, no reaction, and right there, is also the midpoint of it again, with what do you call it, with the CE of, if you count it with the volume imbalance, right? If you use the fair value gaps, I like using both. I just try to see what actually is the algorithm using. So that these lows to me are just unfinished business, right? I don't know if we're just gonna get it in these last few minutes, but I know these are not safe lows at all, not even close, right? And how we trade below this, if we're gonna lose this area, is how we're gonna trade for next week, right? Which means, because we have no business coming down this low just yet, okay? We could do it, but that means we're not very bullish, right? We're actually gonna expect kind of garbage price action. We also might head up. Okay, if this is respected, but I'm still not gonna be like, oh, we're very bullish. My target would only be the rejection block, right? Going higher, and the rejection block, right? If we just go on the daily, as you can see, it's right here by just taking this high. So it's plausible that we could be going down for a bit, right? It's plausible. So that's what I'm looking at, especially that if we're looking at the daily time frame, if we lose this low, right, we already have high, low, high, high. We have a break on the hourly, right? And I would actually just expect us to just zoom where to all these lows that we have left, right? Which is again the low of the monthly low. And this would be a full break of market structure, which in turn means we might have made the high, right? We actually might have made the high. This NFP might have been planned to make the high for the markets, but I don't know what's going on. And low-key, that's something I expected, but there was just no NFP. So now I'm gonna be even more like confused when NFP actually comes out. What are they gonna do with it, or even if it's gonna be used or whatever? So we're gonna have a weird week next. But if you just look at the 15-minute, nothing in the chart. Does it look like anything could stop us, right? This area maybe, but honestly, we lose this, then again we'll have this, right? But then I don't know, we could react to it and make relative equal lows with this low, but then I'm just more bearish. Problem is being bearish right now, I can't just brain dead trying to what do you call it, just look for highs and highs and highs, because this is how all-time high works. You just literally brain dead look at the market by art, or just going higher and higher, right? Since it started here, I'm looking for higher and higher and higher prices, and you can see we never take a previous daily low. We're just pushing higher, higher. Now we take them, then higher, 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 then again we go down, then higher, higher, higher. Thing is, I have not tested my model properly in these weird conditions, right? Like the one that I'm mainly using now. The other ones have been used. So it's gonna be an interesting week. And yeah, that's it. Enjoy the weekend. And yeah, good shit. Peace.